Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of In the Box Seats. Once again joined by Ella, and we've got popular jockey Martin Harley joining us on the panel today. Great to have you here.
Hey guys, great to be here.
Nice Gold Coast weather at the moment. It's probably a bit too hot for you, is it?
It's not bad, I'm getting used to it. It's definitely different. I was looking at the temperatures back in England and Ireland, and it's 2 degrees or -2, so I'm very thankful to be here and enjoying the sun.
How long have you been out here?
Just gone a year.
Yep.
A few weeks ago actually. So I've had a cracking year.
Yep.
With a few injuries in between, but I wouldn't say that was cracking. But I'm thankfully to be fully healed and back on horseback.
So it's been you can pretty much say it's been a whirlwind 12 months for you. You made the decision to come to Australia. Everything was going smoothly, and then you had that freak accident.
Yeah, listen, that's the game we're in, unfortunately. Only fools and horses, they say, and I'm a part of that group. But yeah, listen, it was a cracking start. Everyone was supporting me a lot, and obviously, just jumping out of the barriers, going 50 or 100 meters, and coming down, ended up with a bad neck injury. I say bad, obviously, it was in a halo for 3.5, 4 months, but thank God, I just said to you guys, I didn't have to get an operation or any of that. So when you go down that road, it restricts you even riding again. So I'm thankfully fully healed now, and going good, thank God.
You took some radical approaches, like I'm sure when we had the last conversation with you, you were like 4 or 5 months ahead of where you should have been with the way that you were managing your body, and sort of a revolutionary way to overcome that injury. Yeah,
well, I think any athlete, they're obviously mad to get back at what they love doing, and that's definitely me. And I think you kind of cooperate. You have to cooperate with your body, but in self-healing. But thankfully, it was healing well. I would like to think that I've had a few injuries in the past. I've been a good healer, but I think the fact that there's no metal work or anything like that in there definitely massively speeded up the progress of the healing. And here we are now.
Yeah, and the success has come back. You've sort of caught up with the trainers that were supplying the rides before the fall. We obviously ran third in the Queensland Oaks in the Winter Carnival, and trainers like Barry Lockwood, Rob Heathcote, Toby and Trent Edmonds have been good supporters of yours, and you're riding a lot of winners for them.
Yeah, massive. Listen, they've all been great since they've landed here. Obviously through the injury, you wonder if they're going to support you after it. Good old Barry Lockwood, thankfully he gave me first winner back after the injury. Toby and Trent, obviously based in the Gold Coast, they've been fantastic since I've touched down in Australia, and many more as well. I could go on for 20 minutes, people looking after me.
Better not forget any names.
Exactly. But no, I'm very thankful to them all supporting me, giving me good rides, and thankfully I'm having a bit of success for them.
You've had a lot of experience all over the world, but recently you've become a sort of a key part of the process here with the Gold Coast Turf Club in the jump outs and the track gallops, and also the barrier trials on this new turf. To those watching the show, how do you describe this track, like ones that you've ridden on?
Well, when I've landed here, obviously Toby and Trent was big supporters of mine, as they are now. And the track was fine. It was tired when I landed, but obviously I didn't have many rides on the Gold Coast before landing here. But it's the difference in the track now. It's day and night.
Yeah.
I've had a few jump outs on the grass track a couple of weeks ago. Had a few trials last week, and they've done a phenomenal job. The canvas is unbelievable. People out there's probably thinking it can't be that good. It actually is. On jump out day, we only went around there in pairs. After the winning line, there was a new bit of grass set, so we had to pull up before the winning line. But when we got to trial, it's more like racing speed. The horses handled the cambers unbelievable. Being 3 deep didn't really matter. Horses used their leads correctly, bounced up good on the straight, and finished off very well. I couldn't be more happier with it, to be honest.
That's what with the feedback from the riders at the moment is this cambered home turn, which is completely different to the old dogleg style that it was previously.
Yeah, correct. And I haven't been around as long as a lot of these jockeys have been riding around this track, but I've been lucky enough to ride on the old track, get the feel for it, and had a few winners. And the new track now, the whole team, whoever they are out there, they've done a fantastic job. Detail, the way the turf was growing elsewhere, brought into the track, laid. It takes a bit of doing, and for me, they've accomplished it.
And we've also got the bee grass looking immaculate as well, which we'll be trialling on in the new year.
Yes, it looks pretty sweet on the inside, but if it's any relation to the outside, I'll look forward to be riding on it for sure, even on trial day.
Yeah. We've also packed in a wedding as well in this 12 months. You've thrown it all in.
Yeah.
Injury, riding winners, wedding.
Yeah.
What more can we do?
Yeah, I know. It's one award win this year has been, but yeah, it goes to show you the highs and lows that can be in a year.
Yeah.
And obviously, when it landed in the halo, poor Brittany was thinking, are we going to get married at all? Is this going to happen? And Brittany's family. But no, thank God we healed well, as we spoke about. And yeah, we went back to Ireland for the wedding. That was always the plan. And yeah, it was great to catch up with my family again. Being able to walk down the aisle was a bonus, for sure. And it was a big shock for them as well, me having the injury. I've unfortunately had a neck injury before, and happened in the UK. Didn't meet Brittany at this stage, so she didn't really know what the racing game was all about.
Yep.
But it goes to show you that it was a big time. I think it was 10 or 11 years since my last injury, and then you know how many horses we ride year in, year out, and riding between them fine margins of people coming in or people moving out, and including myself.
Yep.
You're trying to mind other jockeys. So yeah, we're always between them small margins, but to go 10 or 11 years, it's a long time without an injury. But then yeah, when it happens like a bad neck injury, it does get a little bit frightening.
You're
sure.
saying to us off air, you've put your hand up and said, that's enough for me for a while now.
I've done
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, I've done my back once. Done that in Ireland as if when I was an apprentice, and then obviously my neck twice. So
Let's not go for a third.
no,
But amazingly,
one.
you've had no surgeries.
no surgeries, thank God. Never done a leg or an arm. Done a few ribs. Done my neck twice. And my back once. A few vertebrae in my back. So if there's any truth in saying it happens 3 times, I'm definitely well and truly done.
I kicked my toe on the end of the bed the other day, but that was alcohol related, but that hurt. So yeah, I can sort of relate to some degree.
One and the same.
What's going on the members front, Ella?
Yeah, lots happening. Just talking about that, obviously the track being up and running will be back on December 9th. There is the track talk and toast event that we will be holding. So members, look out in your emails for that. It is going to be cut at 30 people max. So we're going to bring the members in. We'll give you on that 9th of December a bit of a rundown with Navesh and Ian on, everything we've spoken about here today on the track, and also a walk on the track itself. So that's going to be very exciting, but it is capped at 30. So members, stay tuned for that and get in quick so you can be one of the first ones to see that track on December 9th.
And then we've got the big Christmas festive
feast, a bit of a tongue twister. So Christmas,
big numbers this week.
Big numbers. It kicks off. It's a massive Christmas party we host down in our event centre. Kicks off this Saturday, and it is sold out this Saturday, but you can still get tickets to the December 9th and December 16th.
Catching up on some racing news, the Magic Millions 2 and 3-year-old nominations close this week on Friday. So that'll be interesting to see all those noms come out for both the 2 and 3-year-old features. Chris Waller had 3 winners last Saturday in Brisbane. Les Kelly also success. So Gold Coast trainers with 4 out of the 10 winners. And news from Racing Queensland, the Sky Racing Pink Ribbon Race Week has again proven to be a success. Close to $400,000 was raised for the National Breast Cancer Foundation. $250,000 alone here from the Gold Coast race day.
That race day is just growing bigger and bigger every year, and it's so great to have Racing Queensland involved. And obviously we've gone to the Tri-Code, and this year with the addition of the Sunshine Coast, it's an amazing day and we love supporting it. So can't wait to see next year's numbers just double that.
It's become a race week now instead of a race day,
it has.
Great numbers there, and we'd like to thank...
And quickly, just a shout out to Adam Campton's team. Hit Him Up is our November Horse of the Month as well. So congratulations to Hit Him Up and the Winning Connections.
Yeah, we've got the the social media catch up with Adam and also Toby and Trent, which you've got a couple of rides for this weekend. Alpine Edge and the George Moore Stakes first up.
Yeah, obviously trialled him here last Monday, and yeah, very happy with him. Alpine Edge is he wears his heart on his sleeve, bless him. Hence why he's been a good servant for Toby and Trent, especially at the Magic Millions. Unfortunately, I missed him last year, but yeah, hopefully we get him back on track on Saturday with at least a good run. He draws a little bit of a sticky barrier, but first up, if we see him run a real solid race, I think Toby and Trent will be happy with that. Moving forward to maybe King of the Mountain and come back here for the Magic Millions.
He'll have some advantage over some of his rivals come Magic Millions Day, because I reckon he's the most galloped horse on the new course proper. I think he's had 2 gallops and a jump out in a trial, maybe something like that. So he's been around the block a little bit.
He definitely he enjoys the Gold Coast, and you could enjoy worse places. The Magic Millions, big money up for offer, and he certainly knows how to go and grab it.
And Spirit of Mac, another good ride for the stable in the Pirata Plate, looks a progressive style of horse.
Yeah, for sure. Toby and Trent team, obviously they're in great shape and having plenty of winners, whether it's on the poly or in the city tracks. He's a lightly raced horse, obviously a big step up in grade. But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting on his back. I haven't had much to do with the horse to date. But yeah, Toby and Trent are well able to bring one forward into that sort of grade.
Yeah, we spoke to Toby during the week. He thinks that it's quite a progressive horse going forward. He said whether it's this preparation, but down the track he thinks it'll get to a higher level. So we'll see how it goes in. I think it's a listed race on Saturday, the Pirata Plate.
Correct, it's a listed race. But Toby and Trent wouldn't put him in there if they didn't think he was heading towards something like that. I'm not going to say it might be Saturday, but as you say, maybe next prep.
Yep.
But he's obviously doing things right in the morning for them to give him that entry.
Ella, have you got a winner for the Gold Coast on Saturday?
I hope so. I was a little bit frustrated looking through the acceptances this morning. There wasn't one that was sticking out to me, so I thought I'd go back to my old tactics and choose by name. So I saw race 3, number 3, Win and Tonic. So that name just jumped out at me.
You thought it was a typo?
I thought it was a typo. So
and Tonic?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, thanks for pointing that one out. It did trial well, third at Eagle Farm, so we'll see how it goes on the poly.
Reminds me of the horse a number of years ago. He won at Hong Kong, Gin and Tonic. He won a couple of big races during International Week.
There you go. Maybe it's an omen.
Yeah,
it's a good omen.
He was a terrific. He was a good horse. My best, race 4, number 4, Private Tender.
Oh, also a good name.
Oh, this has been a hot street corner tip around the Gold Coast for some time. So
hot off the press.
I've really lost the price for everyone. Yeah? Race 4, number 4, Private Tender. Best of luck on the weekend, Martin, in Brisbane. But thanks for joining us and thanks for giving us that feedback. It's a lot of people would just think, oh, well, there's grass being laid, but there's a few different characteristics with this track, and the feedback's been so positive, and it's great to hear. And obviously, we can't wait to get on it on race day on December 9, and you can't wait to ride on it as well.
No, for sure. And I'm travelling I'm based in the Gold Coast at Paradise Point, and being here on basically a weekly or every 10-day base, riding work or riding trials, and seeing the work, as you said, it's not just grass being laid. Tunnels being put in, and it's crazy the way they're carrying it out. But fair play to all the team and all the staff members and everyone behind it. Good on them. They've done a fantastic job.
The thing that interests me with Martin is that he's only been out here for 12 months, but he's got a far better tan than you and I.
He does. I actually hadn't noticed that until you just said that.
This is a Sydney tan, this one.
Way to point it out that the Irishman is tanner than us. Lovely.
Thanks again for joining us, Martin.
Put on the fake tan for today.
Good man.
Guys.
Thanks, Martin. That's another episode of In the Box Seat. Big edition next week, obviously, with the return to turf. Can't wait for that. We'll catch you then.